So, due to the fact that my crazy work schedule is crazy and I work like 12 hours starting at like 6 p.m. and going to like 5:30, 6 o'clock every day, I'm having a hard time streaming. So, I'm going to start telling you guys stories. Here goes nothing. We're going to start off with a story I like to call the Facebook Terror. So, a couple years ago, I'm working at this place, and I got a buddy who works with me, and his name is Colton. Colton, if you're watching this, you know this story. Hi, buddy. Anyways, Colton's the kind of guy. He's this like 5'9" white guy with like blonde hair and real rosy cheeks, like Santa Claus. I'm always giving him crap, like, you put on so much blush today, I hardly recognized you. And he's like, shut up. So, anyways, Colton's the kind of guy who's never satisfied with his belongings, right? Like, when the Nintendo Switch came out, he bought it. He's like, dude, I love this thing. I love it. Sold it in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So he's always buying and trading, trying to make a profit anywhere, even if it costs him like $20 in gas to do all these different trips, but he'll get like a $15 profit on it, so he's all good. So everything is buying and trading. Well, one day he calls me up. I had for some reason taken a sick day from work or just a day off. I needed a day off. And then he texts me up and he goes, "Hey, are you working?" Or he goes, "Hey, did you go into work today?" I said, "No." "Did you?" He goes, "Oh, good, me neither." Like, all right, what can I help you with, Colton? He goes, "So, I was kind of hoping you'd be willing to go with me to go trade some shoes for an Xbox." And I said, "I'm listening. Where is this?" And he goes, "Oh, just on the outskirts of this rough town." I said, "Hold on, let me ask my wife." I go over to my wife and I say, "Hey, Colton wants me to go run a Facebook marketplace deal with him, and he just wants an extra body there. Would you mind if I went?" She goes, "Where is it?" I said, "Oh, just outside Sketchville." She goes, "You can go, but you better take your gun." And I'm like, I was kind of thinking the same thing. So I text back Colton. I say, "Hey, Haley says it's all right, but I have to take my gun." He goes, "Oh, all right." I was like, "What's so wrong with me taking my gun?" He goes, "Nothing. Not that bad." I said, "Okay." So he's like, "All right, I'm on my way. I'll come pick you up so that way we can all drive together." So he shows up, and he's got this bright red Toyota Camry with underglow lights underneath that are always changing colors. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm thinking, yeah, way to stay under the radar. So we start driving. We get close to Sketchville. And then we go into downtown Sketchville, and then we take like a right. And all of a sudden, it's just abandoned warehouse, dead trees, abandoned warehouse. And I'm thinking, holy crap, nothing good happens in this area. So we turn right onto this place called Radio Road. We're driving along this street, and there's still another abandoned warehouse and then dead trees, and then we pull off on like this really hidden back street that goes in there, and it was just there's like all these houses, like literally the property value average of this area is like a $24,000 house. Like easily, every single house that we drove past, one of them had a broken one, or like every single one of them had at least one or two broken windows with like boards and stuff up. Or I saw another house that literally had the bars on the windows and over the door. Like, I'm pretty sure you spent more on the bars than you did on your house. You might as well just move. But then we're going through all these like scary murder houses, murder apartments, and we turn right, and it's like this dead-end street. I'm going to paint you a picture for this. You pull onto this street. On your right, you see one of those like four apartment buildings, single level, right? And you've got like your 4 apartments, and then just past it, you have one of those double-decker apartments where you got about eight apartments in there. Burned to a crisp. The only thing standing left is the brick. It's the brick of that house, that apartment. Windows are all gone. There's not even boards on them. It's just the whole place is all burned up. Dead end. Dead trees. On this side, you have a mirror image of what was on this side. It's just 2 apartment buildings are all just burned up. Opposite sides of the street, so it's not like the fire went over there. No, 2 separate fire experiences. That's just why. And then on this side, closer to where we were, you've got another one of those like 1-level apartment buildings. And 2 of them have condemned notices on the doors. And we just pulled up in this bright red Camry. Bright red. Every single car that we had seen was easily at least 20 years old. Looked all beat up. There was nothing nice in this whole neighborhood. And we just pulled up in a bright red Camry. So, we pull off to the side. He goes, well, this is the address. And right outside is a guy standing there. You know, he's got a hoodie on, backpack on. He's got headphones. You can see the cords coming out. And he's got his phone in his hand. He looks like he's waiting on somebody. Supposedly, we thought it was us. Well, I did. And I go, Colton, is that the guy? He goes, hold on. He just starts staring at him. Looks down at his phone, which the profile picture on this guy is a pair of sneakers. Yeah, you're really going to be able to tell that's him from the sneakers. So he looks over, looks down at the phone, looks over, looks down at the phone, looks over, looks down at the phone. Hold on. I'll text him. All right. Meanwhile, Colton's also got some trap music on. I guess to help us camouflage with the area. And he turns it down just enough so that way we can hear each other. But he's looking down at his phone. He's texted him. He goes, all right. He says he's on his way. And we see the guy in the hoodie start to move towards us, right? So we're like, oh, I was right. That guy is him. So he starts moving towards us, gets about halfway up the sidewalk, and then all of a sudden we hear, on our freaking back window. On the back window. I about freaking jumped out of my skin. I'm like, ah! 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 I didn't, but I was just like, what? Colton about pees himself. He's like, oh dear God. I look back, and it's an even sketchier looking dude. I swear this guy looks like he's not taken a shower in like a week. He hasn't shaved anything, and he's got like clothes that are too big for him, and he's got 2 like Kroger bags, and And I said, Colton, have fun. He goes, all right. Colton gets out of the car. Still the trap music is on, so I can barely hear anything around me. So I nonchalantly reach up, hit that power button, and turn around and just look. And, you know, it's not too bad. I mean, shady looking guy, probably not a shady guy. He just had some bad luck or something. I don't know. Anyways, I've got my hand down by my thigh where my sidearm is. My personal protection. Now, I've got my hand off the trigger because I'm not a crazy person. I'm not just sitting there like, I got it. Nothing bad happened. I got this. I'm just sitting there trying to be cool. Just looking back, making sure. I'm watching Colton to make sure. I'm watching this guy, make sure nothing bad happens. And out of the corner of my eye, I see the guy on the sidewalk, and he starts walking towards the car, like real slowly, real slow, like, okay? He's walking towards the car, and I'm like, shoot, this guy's in on it. I'm gonna die today. I don't want to. I'm not gonna die today, but I don't want to have to kill anybody today. I don't want to have to shoot anybody in the leg. So he starts slowly coming towards the car. And I'm looking over at Colton, and Colton's got, and he's like, so the Xbox is here. You got one controller that I know is good, and then you got a second controller that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And then in this other bag, you've got all the power cord and that cord that goes to the TV. And then you got like 2 or 3 games. He goes, so you got the shoes. It's like, dude, why'd you have to say it that way? Why'd you have to say it that way? That just makes it seem like you're sketchy. As this is still happening, that other guy is still slowly, like, he's doing like 1 step a minute. He's like, it's like he was like knowingly looking down at his phone, slowly inching towards the street. So Colton pulls out the shoes, and he's like, whoa, those shoes are nice. So this guy is still walking towards us. He grabs the shoes. Colton puts the Xbox in the back of the car, and he shuts the door. He like goes to shake his hand, and the guy's like just nods at him. And Colton like backs up, starts to get in the car, and I'm like, Colton, get ready to drive. Colton, get ready to drive. That guy who we originally thought is still walking towards us. And I don't want to have to use this. I don't want to use this. So he gets like halfway in the middle of the road. In the middle of the road! Why are you walking towards us? Why? We're in the car. Nothing bad can happen now, right? He gets in the middle of the road, basically like looks at us in the car. Like he finally looks up from his phone, looks at us, and turns to the right. Just starts walking like at a normal pace. He's going like do 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 do. Sees us, like just looks up at us, dead in the face. Turns, starts walking normal speed. What? You mean you were just doing that on purpose? To be a jerk? To make tiny little white kids freak out? Ah! So, we get ready to go. And I'm like, Colton, just take me home. So, Colton is like, all right, bright red Camry, underglow lights, middle of Sketchville. He goes to make a 3-point turn, ends up being like a 9-point turn. He's like, and I'm just like, could you have made a bigger, like, you just couldn't have made it even flashier. And we finally drive off. We get to the corner. And dead ahead is like a house where the garage has just been replaced with plywood. Like, what happened to your garage door? And now it's just plywood. And as we're getting ready to turn back onto the street that we came from to get out of there, we see this like 1995, maybe like early 90s, like minivan with 3 spare tires. 3 Maypops. And 1 good tire. And when I say good tire, I mean it's just a regular normal tire. But it's so flat that the rim is on the concrete. Just drive past. And I turn to Colton. And I go, thank you for this wonderful experience today. He goes, I like this place. This is exhilarating. I'm thinking about moving here. And we drove off into safety, into safety. But that's all I got. I mean, that's my that's my Facebook Marketplace almost died story. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are great. I'm going to try and do stories every Wednesday. Thank you. Bye.